For the trust signals, do you think it is what Kyle Roof states, EAT, or is it just backlinks, or is it both? Um, yeah, so that's kind of an interesting question. So, trust signals. How does Google determine if your site is trustworthy? It's a very it's very like vague, right? Like, how does a computer see if you're trustworthy? So yeah, I guess I'll explain the two sides really quick. So like Kyle Roof thinks that at least when we talked to him about a year ago or so about this on our podcast, which is a really cool episode. You should go watch that. But yeah, basically he thinks that EAT is how they determine your if your site is trustworthy. And this is what Google says. Google says that they used EAT to see if your site is trustworthy. So EAT is expertise, experience, authority, and trust. I know that's probably not really helping you, but basically it's when people talk about EAT, it's usually stuff on your website. So it could be like things like your privacy policy page, contact information, stuff like that. Um, your expertise is like, why should they listen to you? Like, what qualifications do you have that you should be listened to on this subject? Experience is like when you're writing your content, basically showing that you actually have experience with it rather than just writing some generic shit that anyone could copy and paste from somewhere else on the internet, right? Some kind of unique experience, a firsthand experience. And then authority, I'm not sure what Kyle says about that one. Authority would be more like, I don't know if he would say it's like topical authority or what, or maybe he would even say it's like partially backlinks as well. And then trust is the stuff I mentioned about like the like pages on your website, how they can contact you, make sure there's real people behind like the brand, stuff like that. Um, and then the other side of the argument, some people think that EAT is completely bullshit and that the only thing that matters is essentially backlinks. Um, and while I do, I feel like honestly, I feel like it's a mix. I wish I could say it's just backlinks because, over at sirlinksalot.co, we are a link building agency. So I'd love to be able to tell you that EAT is 100% backlinks. It'd be very good for my business. But I think it's a little bit more complicated than that. I think it's a mix of both for sure. Especially now with like the AI stuff, really adding in that experience and expertise into all of your articles, I think is super important, along with like information gain. And so you're not creating generic content. Um, Also, having these like things on your site, like making sure there's real people behind the brand, contact information. I think all this stuff is actually really important. Um, for trust signals. And then backlinks kind of round out the picture, right? Because anybody can say, hey, trust me, look at me, trust me, this is why you should trust me. But then you have the other side, which is all the other people on the internet who are saying, hey, these guys are a good source of information, you can trust them. So yeah, I think it's both and not just one. And I feel like, you can kind of think about this with a lot of stuff in SEO. There's not a lot of like black and white answers. Things are usually a lot more nuanced and complicated than we like to make them seem, or a lot of people like to make them seem. So try to kind of paint this like full round picture instead of just focusing on one thing. I think it was Diggity said we live in the age of SEO where you want to do all the things, right? And I believe it's very true. If you just try to focus on like just like your keywords and like stuffing your content and writing really good content, you're not going to do well. You need content and backlinks. If you just try to focus on like only your trust signals, it's not going to really push your rankings. So just do all the stuff, get active on social, do some video, whatever. Do all the stuff. You're going to be good. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. Be sure to check the links below for more info on this topic, as well as other cool stuff like SEO case studies, our Facebook community, and our link building services. And like always, please like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Thanks, and happy ranking.